Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not some baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark, the BDSM edition, and we out here in the delicious birthday bash out in Maryland, not Maryland, out in Maryland, and the place is undisclosed at an undisclosed place to protect the innocent or to protect the guilty in this case. Ain't that right, baby?
Yes, it is.
All right, so are you a submissive? Are you an owned submissive to a dom, or are you owned or unowned?
I'm unowned.
Why is that?
Because I have yet to find that right dom or dominant for me.
So what makes a good dominant?
A good dominant, either one, it's all about you got to trust them and respect them. Giving that control over to someone you trust is like my main focus. I got to believe in you to really be like, okay. Because like I just got to telling someone, as a sub, they want us to be representation of them, but you also would want your dominant to be the same. You wouldn't want to be submitting to someone when people hear their name, is like, oh, you with that one? And even you questioning them for who they're supposed to be. So with me, it's about respect, trust, and we just have that connection, and they understand they're more than just a dom. They're human, and to act accordingly.
So what makes a good submissive?
In a submissive, it's like, you can't expect your dominant do all the work for you. You need to learn stuff on your own, take a consideration, be honest with yourself and your dom. Understand that, you're giving yourself to someone and giving that control. Just be honest, be their servant, be what they need you to be for them and for yourself.
So how long you been in the BDSM lifestyle?
I'm still a rookie, I say, almost 3 years. So I'm still a rookie. I'm still learning.
So how did you get in the game?
Which I've been wanting to since I was 18, so now I had the time to focus on it. So, yeah. I've always been into kinky stuff, but then I wanted to take it to the next level.
So what kinky shit have you been in?
I mean, choking, pillowcase over the face. I like, having someone take control of me. So I just took it up to the next level with the flogging, knife play, wax play, impact play, all of that, any type of bondage, and getting my pain level pushed.
So, how did you know that you was into the kinky shit?
Because at 9...
it started early, people. At 9.
Yeah, I watched Playboy, and I saw a very what you call BDSM sex video, and I was hooked in. I was just curious. Like, she had her titties tied, and they was beating her, flogging her, and it just piqued my curiosity.
Oh, but what about the sexual stuff? Like, how? Well, was it because somebody liked to be choked because it was something in their childhood that made them feel good, or in their adulthood that made them feel good, that made them have memories? What is it about the choking and the slapping and stuff like that?
The choking for me, it just brings me peace. So it's just like when I put on my collar, that brings me what you call to a base. So once I start playing, then it's like take it to the next level. I just like the feeling and sensation of it because it brings me peace. Like with each whip of the flog, or each hit of the paddle, or as a knife is going across my throat or across my body, it just brings me this peace I can't get in daily life because I'm always busy running around and taking care of things.
Okay, so it's like, okay, why you gotta hit me?
I don't know.
So you're giving me flashbacks when I got in them draws. Anyway, but yeah, so it's like, how do you know if you want to submit to a male or female? It's like, how do y'all meet, first of all, in the BDSM? How do doms meet subs and vice versa?
You can also get in groups. I met all mines in groups, and then you just got to be like really cautious because you do have a lot of people using that title and don't even really know what that means, just to get you like, yeah, like, I want to vet you right here and now. I want you to start calling me sir. And I had to learn from the ones I've met and respect now. Why am I calling you sir straight out the door when you haven't even earned that right for me to even call you sir yet? So I had to get out of that, even though it's a proper way to address somebody. But in this lifestyle, that's you giving them, you know, that respect. So I had to learn to like take a lot of steps back, and like I do a lot of studying. I have people send me stuff, and then you do have to do something. You got to do majority of this work on your own and present to them that you're really taking it serious. You can't be like half-assing it. And then, you know, until I find a dom, I like being people's playmates, you know. But I pick those too, because I just can't play with anybody. Because I just can't have anybody beat my ass and, you know, doing a scene and you ain't never did it before.
So what would compel you to call a man sir or master or king or whatever the case may be?
First I have to get to know him. Then I'll start asking questions. Then I'll start watching him. And then, you know, once he's earned it, then it's by right I should address him as sir. You know, mistress, Mr., whatever they like to be addressed as. And, you know, it's a process with me. It's just not right out the door.
So who vetted you when you first got into the BDSM lifestyle?
I cannot even think of his name.
To protect the guilty. Ow.
Yeah. No, I really can't think of his name because he was just worthless. Like, literally worthless.
Oh, damn.
He was worthless. I did have a potential that didn't last because it was just too much. That was messy. So then I just started, you know, you got to just start talking and really get people that you trust. So I started, like, get a protector, but a protector who out there is going to protect you, you know, and that protector, if a dom is trying to talk to you, you send them to your protector. So that weeds out the pretenders, and that really works. If you get a well-known dom or dominant, and my protector's a female, and she's well-known, I send her send dudes that, like, you know, they're really trying to get at me, this and that, and when you take it past talking, just simple talking, I immediately send you to her. Like, I stop the conversation, like, you talking about submitting, I need you to talk to my protector. And I mean, she shuts them down. Like, she's like, I'm giving you my suggestion. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So what's the difference between a protector and a dom?
You can have, the thing is, it's the same thing. You can, a dom or a dominant can be a protector. You can have someone be your protector to help you learn. You have a lot of new people getting into this lifestyle who don't have a clue. I totally believe in even the people who becoming doms. You need to get trained under doms that you respect. That's going to show you the right way, not the BS way of how to do stuff. You know, like I met a guy who told me he was in the lifestyle for 10 years. I'm like, I've had 2 subs. And all I got is a belt. I start being his mentor, and I'm like, but I'm fresh in here, so I'm telling you what to look up, telling you what to do. So taking you not a dom. You just like that title. He was like, is it mean to me that I get enjoyment out of watching a person get beat on tape and they're crying? That makes you a sadist. How am I schooling you? But you've been in it for 10 years. No. So you just got to be mindful.
So a dom has to be a man before he could be a dom.
Bingo. And a woman's got to be a woman before she become a dominant. And same for subs and slaves. You know, you got to know your worth, you know, before you try to slap titles on it and all this type of stuff. And I tell people, there's a lot of people I've met that study, got their skills together, you know, got that skill down pat. But as a human being and as a person outside, they suck.
So what's the difference between a sub and a slave?
Well, see, I'm still learning that, but when it comes
even though slavery ended in the United States supposedly in 1865.
You are killing me. Not to offend any slaves or anything, what I've read about slaves, like you give your fully control over to the person you choose to. You have no choice. They, you know, it's like you give your full control over. A submissive, can choose, can have a choice. A slave can't, and I'm just not slave material. I'm just not. I'm really not. And people tell me like, you want those subs? Like, no, I don't get disrespectful unless you step out of pocket. But then I try to be mindful because I don't want to disrespect my protector because my protector is well known. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to look bad on myself because I'm trying to represent myself as a submissive. So if I'm clowning on every little thing, then that makes me look bad. And I might be missing out on my potential dom or dominant. Well, I don't want you because you're a hothead. You know what I'm saying? So some battles ain't even worth fighting. I'll speak my piece and keep it moving. You know?
So BDSM is more... Explain to the listeners that BDSM is more than sex. It's mental. It's a lifestyle. It's more. It's not about fucking. It's different from the swing lifestyle. So tell.
I mean, it is, and people get that confused because you could have a session without sex, and in my opinion, I prefer it that way. I prefer not to, unless I choose to. I prefer not to have sex while I'm doing a scene. But everybody confuses that where, oh yeah, you gonna have to sex with your ass beat. No, you know, to do a session, no, you don't. That's your choice. Because what people don't know, you can negotiate what you want to do, excuse me, before you do your session.
So explain to the public what is a session and scene in BDSM lingo.
A session is where you can go to a dom or a dominant and tell them, and they can sit down and ask you, what do you want? What type? You know, what's your pain level? Go over your safety words. You know, do you want flogging? Do you want impact play? Do you want knife play? So they go down the list.
Like waxing, fire, electro.
Yeah, all of that. So they go down the line and then they ask you. A good one would ask you for your first time around. Now we're going to take this slow and give you your safety words. Now, you know, everybody thinks red is completely stopped. Red can mean different things. It is what you want to choose red to be. Because I learned from my one friend, her red with one person she plays with, when she says the word red, that means it's time for him to slow it down and she's almost done. In my case, red means stop, let's move on. Know your safety words, but you can negotiate everything. You know?
So does the safety words is something that's made up or is color coded?
I do the color coded. I do the red, yellow, and green. But you can have your own safety word because everybody, you know, you might remember pineapple, you might remember green. That's it. I rather have the 3 because it gives you time. If you start out new, in my opinion, use the green and yellow and red. Because the green can say go, yellow can say move on to another area, for you can find what you like, what you don't like. But if you're using red the whole time, that might mean to a dom, well, that's it, we're done. The session over with. And you might not have been done. You might just been done with what they was doing at that moment. So it's just like, educate yourself. I push this all the time. Educate yourself. Do not depend on the person that you're, vetting or whatever. Yes, they should help you, but you should also help yourself. Because if you like, can you do this for me? That means you ain't taking this stuff serious. But, each is your own.
All right, on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark. And we finally got this episode on point because the last time, the airplanes above us kept fucking shit up and ruining our interview. So I finally got this particular sub who shall remain nameless to protect the guilty, presumably guilty.
Oh, I'm guilty.
Okay, she's guilty as sin. Wow. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Son, baby. Check out my website at www.notson. Oh, she got a fat ass. I'm about to hit this tonight. Anyway, check out my website, www.notsonblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook. Oh, she been over. Oh shit. Anyway, check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinger Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. out and shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com, and shoot me with any questions and or concerns that you may have. And also Google me, Author Not Son. And on that note, until next time, peace. I'm about to get that pussy, but one thing's for sure and two things for certain: don't kiss them hoes in the mouth, baby.